Parents and teachers, do your students have the Signal app? Well, I want to talk to you how this app works, why it might be dangerous for your family, and what you can have your students use instead. I'm Josh with smartsocial.com. Now, the Signal app is popular with teens who want extra privacy. Teen Vogue says how to keep messages secure. Think of this app like a tunnel protected by secret handshakes that keeps your messages from being read by anyone else, including the company who makes the app. Now, should teens use the Signal app? Well, teens are being advised by sources who they trust to keep texts private, which makes it really important for parents to have a discussion with their kids about apps like the Signal app. And we'll dive into this later in the app guide. But the Signal app promotes privacy, but experts warn that encrypted messaging is not magic and it's not always working. With all of their security-minded features, says Wired, like disappearing messages and identity-confirming safety numbers, secure chat apps can rightfully give you peace of mind. But they also want you to remember that feeling invincible could get you into trouble. Now, Signal app marketing says, say hello to privacy. Stay private. Voice or video calls, make crystal clear voice or video calls from anywhere. Disappearing messages, keep your message history tidy. Send anything, messaging with GIFs, audio, and so on. And then group chats, stay connected with group conversations. What is the Signal app? Well, the Signal app is a free, secure messaging app previously called Text Secure that is intended to protect chats from being seen by anyone except the sender or the recipient. It's available on the iOS App Store, Google Play, and on Chrome. Users can text, have group chats, and make free voice calls and video calls with really anyone worldwide. Now, what is the Signal app? Well, the app promises end-to-end encryption for all communication, so only the sender and the recipient can access the messages. The app's developer is a 501c3 nonprofit, and there's no in-app purchases available at the time of this video. Now, the company says it doesn't collect metadata on its users. This includes a user's identity and location. Now, remember, what companies say sounds great, but we have to be careful. Is it collecting it and they're not viewing it? Could it be leaked? And so on. The app asks for permission to access the user's contents and the contacts. This is something I worry about because once you upload your contacts, they could contact your friends and say, hey, download this app and so on. There are other apps out there that do that, so you need to be really careful. I like to add contacts one at a time, only the people who I know that are on that app. iOS users can only use the Signal app to connect with other iOS users, while Android users can connect with anyone using Signal on any type of device. That's as of the time of this video. That may change. You can go to smartsocial.com to see updates. Now, users can set the Signal app to make all messages automatically disappear. You can see here read receipts, typing indicators, screen lock, enable screen security. Signal app users can also take screenshots of messages they receive before they disappear, just like on Snapchat. Now, government officials, politicians, celebrities, and athletes are known to use the Signal app. The desire for privacy, encryption, and even disappearing messages has increased. And that's why Signal long the private messaging domain to evade or pry information from the alphabet soup of Washington power brokers, that's the FBI, NSA, CIA, has surged into the NFL, NBA, NCAA, and beyond, and that's Yahoo Sports. Now, hackers have targeted the Signal app. The bug allowed a hacker to phone into a targeted device, and a call would be answered without the recipient needed to accept the call. These kinds of bugs from time to time, according to Forbes, really will happen, but they happen on every single app, so you have to be really careful. It's a long story, but essentially we need to make sure we know we're not invincible. We can't just act how we want no matter what's out there. Now, we have a free iPhone and Android app at Smart Social. You can read our 300 resources that our hardworking people are working on. You can see some courses. You can see the most popular good and bad apps that we approve. It's free, iOS. You can click the link below. You can also listen to my podcast. Now, what users say about the Signal app. If you want to save a photo sent to you or a piece of conversation containing something you wish to keep, just screenshot it. Crop the picture for photos and stick the info and save it in a folder for notes, says an iOS App Store user. Next, you can have it set to burn on read, so even if someone had hold of your phone, they can't see any past messages that you might have sent. That's a Google Play Store user. Now, why should parents care? Great question. The Signal app is widely recognized as one of the safest private messaging apps. Using any private messaging app could lead to negative behavior because students might feel that they can hide their actions from their parents. Since messages disappear, and they aren't meant to be permanent in this app, some teens might post riskier content on the Signal app than they would post on other social media accounts. Sometimes students use this app to hide activity from their parents, or parents also need to know that teens are being urged to use this app by trusted sources, which makes them feel like it's a little bit safer and they should be using it. But parents, I want you to be everywhere your student is at. It's important for parents to have a discussion with their kids about these types of apps and why they might not be a good fit to hide your identity without your parents knowing. Teach teens that if they feel tempted to send messages that you would not approve of, they need to reconsider the messages they're sending. It's okay for students to have fun and message their friends. We want them to be teens a little longer, but consider having them use classic SMS feature built into their phones, not an encrypted app used by government officials and also used by predators. And that's really where we want to be careful. We want to tie everything we do to our real identity whenever possible, so we know the real people who we're talking to. Remind your students that messages and photos aren't really totally private. We know that as adults, but kids sometimes don't know the repercussions. You can go to Google and Google this and have Google and journalists teach them this, or have them watch my videos. Next, when your teen is ready, go to the green zone. You can click the links below or download my free app to learn more. Ensure that your teen knows what is appropriate to send and who they can message. The green zone is in our app, all the good apps that you could start on. And by downloading our app, our free iPhone app at the App Store, you can click on the little app review thing you can see down there in the bottom right. You can go through all of the apps that we've reviewed. I'm Josh Ochs with smartsocial.com. I want to thank you for supporting us, picking up some of our books, having me come to your community to train students how to be light, bright, and polite, whether they're parents and teens, professionals. Some of the world's biggest brands are using my techniques. Also, they're using our digital marketing tactics, because what you're learning here is not just an opinion, it's also science. I'm Josh with smartsocial.com. We'll see you soon. Have a great day, and thanks for all the support.